Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be a tutorial on this beautiful, gorgeous look, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm taking the Kryolan TV Paint Stick FS36 on a brush, and I'm going to apply it on my eyelids to prep them. This is really long wearing and full coverage, so this is a great eye base. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana Powder from the contour kit and set my eye base with it. Next, I'm going to take the Essence Metal Shock Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Total Eclipse and apply it all over my eyelid. I'm not going to take it to the crease, just on the eyelid, and to be honest, this step was a total waste. The eyeshadow is not pigmented enough, it's not opaque enough, and this would work great as a topper on top of other eyeshadows, but as an eye base, this absolutely did nothing. So you can totally skip this step. Now I'm taking the Soph X Revolution Extra Spice palette, and I'm going to take this shade Cookie Dough as my transition shade on a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to apply this above my crease in back and forth as well as circular motions. Now I have hooded eyes, this is why I'm applying this above my crease. If you don't have hooded eyes, you can apply this on your crease. Now I'm going to take the shade Romance, which is a maroon shimmery shade, and I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid with my fingers. And as you can see, this is why I was saying that the liquid shadow before this was useless, because this completely covered it up. Now taking this same shimmer shade on a brush, I'm going to define the shimmer shade, because I want the crease to be defined. So I'm going to define the shimmer shade, give it a more precise shape, because with a finger the shape will never be as precise. So I'm using a brush to give it a more defined shape. So as you can see now, that the eye that I just defined, it just looks nice and shapely. Now I'm going to take this dark brown shade, and on a very small brush I'm going to start applying this on the outer corners of my eye, and I'm going to start from the lash line, and then I'm going to take this above to a little bit above my crease, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on the inner corner. And then what I'm going to do is very thinly and very kind of like with a soft hand, I'm going to draw a thin line connecting the inner and the outer dark corners right at the very top of the shimmer shade. I'm going to make it very thin. I'm not going to make it thick because I don't want to hide the shimmer shade. Just want to make it very thin. Then taking the same brush that I applied the transition shade with, I'm going to start blending the darker shade at the outer corner and also at the crease, but I'm making sure that my brush does not touch the shimmer shade. I'm making sure that it's always on top of the dark shade and not the shimmer shade. And as you can see, I'm going to softly blend it just so it's not as harsh. The crease doesn't look as harsh. Then I'm going to take the Colourpop single eyeshadow in the shade Stereo. It's a really nice maroonish, goldenish glitter shade, and I'm going to take it and apply it only over the areas where there is shimmer visible on my eye. Then I'm going to take this golden shimmer shade and I'm going to pop this right over the center. I'm not going to take it all over the center of the eyelid, but just a little area on the center, just to give a little bit more dimension to the look. Now I'm going to take my black eye pencil and I'm going to line my upper and lower waterline with this. And with the same eye pencil, I'm also going to apply this very thinly over the upper lash line to kind of like give a soft gold eyeliner look. Now I'm going to take the Maybelline BabySkin Pore Filling Primer, and I'm going to apply it anywhere where I have pores, and then I'm going to push this into the skin. I don't typically use pore filling primers, but I don't know why I felt like I should, so I'm using it today. Now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in the shade Orange, and I'm going to apply this around my mouth and underneath my eyes. I usually mix this in with a concealer, but today, when I was filming this, I felt like the peach fuzz, the mustache situation was very strong. so I decided to skip the concealer and just apply it directly. Also, I like to apply this before foundation because a lot of the times a concealer alone is not enough to cover this up, the corrector up, so I always apply this before foundation. Now I'm going to take the Kryolan TV paint stick on a brush, and I'm going to start applying this everywhere where I have pores, and then I'm going to swirl it back and forth and draw teeny tiny circles to really make sure that the pores are filled in. Here I felt like the color corrector was a little bit too strong, so I'm blending it out with a sponge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the foundation on the same brush that I used to fill in the pores, and then I'm going to apply that foundation on top of the color corrector, because I feel like with the brush the coverage is increased, so obviously the more coverage the less concealer we would have to use. So as you can see, it's still not completely covering up the color corrector, which is fine because we are going to go in with a concealer later. Now I'm going to take a damp sponge and just blend everything out. And then I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in the shade Pure Beige, and I'm going to apply this everywhere where I applied corrector. I only need this around the mouth, to be honest, and in very little quantity, but I'm also going to apply this underneath my eyes just because I feel like maybe off camera the orange must have been visible underneath the eyes. I don't actually remember, so I'm also applying this underneath the eyes. Now I'm going to take my Maybelline Asia White Concealer in the shade Neutralizer and apply this wherever I want to highlight my face. So now I'm going to take the same powder that I used to set my eye with, and I'm going to, on a small brush, take it and apply it wherever I applied the concealer only. Then I'm going to take the same powder on a bigger brush and apply this all over the face. Now it's time to do my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade to basically fill in my eyebrows, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to fill them in and then I'm going to blend it out. Then taking the Inglot HD Sculpting Powder in 509, I'm going to start contouring my cheekbones. I'm going to start from the top of the ear and angle this downwards towards the top of my mouth, but stopping right before the outer corner of the eye. And then also I'm going to do the top of my forehead, underneath my jaw, on my jaw as well, and I'm going to contour the nose as well, as you guys can see here. I felt like the contour was a little too harsh, so I'm going over the contour with the sponge that I used to blend the concealer with. Next, I'm taking the Tarte Blush Bliss palette, and I'm going to use this shade, and I'm going to apply this on my cheeks. Now, I do realize I went a little bit too heavy with the blush, but I kind of liked it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not usually a blush person. But anyways, now I'm using this highlighter to highlight my cheekbones, and as usual, all the products will be listed in the description box. This is the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls highlighter, by the way. Now I'm going to use this random lip liner. I don't remember where I got this from or what the shade name is. And I'm going to apply this all over my lips and also define my lips with this. And then I'm going to use the Sweettouch 778 matte lipstick and apply that all over my lips as well. Then some mascara, lashes, and I am done.